If you're a software engineer who's trying to build alternative streams of income, whether it's a SaaS, a service, or maybe even a course, then you're probably thinking about building a landing page, putting time into making a website. Don't. Stop. Don't do that. That's what this video is going to be about. But the first thing that you should be doing is something like this. See this little box here? This is from a website called cow.com, which if we go to it, it's going to take you to a website like this. This takes 5 minutes to make, and it meant I could put something in the description. And when my commenters said, oh, do you do coaching? I could just send them this link, and they can click a time. They know how much it costs. They know what I'm doing, and they can buy straight away. Just because you're a software engineer doesn't mean that you should spend months trying to build something complicated when it's just not needed. But when you should start thinking about building something like a landing page is when you actually start making sales. And this does make sales. That's why there's only one space available this Saturday. Now, just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I know that much about front-end dev. But what I want to do with this series is show that I'm a desktop developer who has really no web development skill at all, can build something that is fit for purpose, not a massive waste of time, and get something out there fast that actually makes a meaningful impact to their business. In the last video, I made this highly accessible landing page with Next.js and Vercel, where, as you can see, it welcomes you to the landing page. Now, that's not all that exciting, and in this video, we're actually going to flesh it out and make it look nice. I've actually mocked up what I want it to look like here, something like this, but obviously, this was built with GoDaddy's website builder, which they wanted to charge me £12 a month. I'm not doing that. Let's do it for free with Vercel. So where are we? We've got it linked to GitHub, so that if I push to the main branch, it will automatically go to my website. It's linked to my domain. And this literally took, you watched my previous video, I think half an hour to get to this point. We're already doing pretty damn well. So let's dive into the fun bit, styling, which for me is going to be a living hell because I do very little front-end work as a software engineer. Most of what I do is integrating with robotics and making science work through code. So this is a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. But if I could do it, you definitely can. So in the last episode, I was absolutely astonished that you can hot reload as easily as you can in web dev. Awesome. It's a little bit more readable. Look at that. We're pro front-end devs. No, I'm only kidding. What I'm actually going to do, because we're not here to waste time, we're here to get something done quickly. I'm going to copy paste my template into ChatGPT and see how close it gets us. But before we do that, I want to install this that should make it a lot easier. This is Daisy. From what I understand, it takes a lot of the heavy lifting out of the UI work. So I'm completely stealing from the Mark Lu tech stack here. This isn't anything original, but what it is something that lets you build things fast. So let's go ahead and download that. Terminate job, npm install, Daisy UI. God, this is simple. That's just worked. That's fantastic. Does it automatically update my Tailwind? No, it doesn't. Boring. I have to import it, don't I? The plugin. So we are going to require, require Daisy UI. Right, let's see if, no, in order to do that, I've stopped my development running. Bloody hell, look at that. It's running. But are we actually doing anything Daisy UI here? I don't think so. So let's use a component that only exists in Daisy UI that wasn't available to me until I just did that. So let's swap out our app, which currently is just nothing, placeholder, and put in a hero section. Wow. Okay, that's actually really surprising. That is, what? That was so simple. So just for reference, I didn't even tell ChatGPT really what I was trying to do. I just wanted to see if a Daisy UI component would work with the changes that I just made. And look at that. Just simply by saying, right, I want a hero, which for those that you don't know in a landing page, you'll see it all over the place. It's this. It's literally just done precisely what I did on GoDaddy, right? It's given me a nice punchy statement, subheading, and a button so that the person, if they don't want extra information, can navigate there straight away. So you'll see if I click book now, it will take me straight down to where the calendar is. But if you're not immediately convinced that this is something that you want to book, you can scroll and get a little bit more information. I'd like to see maybe some testimonials here, a video with a way better thumbnail because I look pretty dodgy in that freeze frame. I don't like that at all, but we move. I can't believe it's that easy. That's ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous. Wow. I wonder if I were to copy paste this whole page. I don't know if that's going to include what it does include it. If I copy paste this into ChatGPT, this is going to be wild if this works, but what I've done is I've copy pasted the text from my mock-up landing page, told it, okay, this is a hero section, this is a video section, this is an FAQ section, and let's see how close it gets. Right, so just about to paste it in, let's get rid of that. Easy to replace if we need it to. Compiles immediately. Epic. It's pretty damn close. The book now button doesn't take me to where I want it to be. I need to put my HTML in here, but it definitely is. It knows that this is about to be something on cow.com. Wow, that's horrifying. That has taken seconds to get actually a really nice template straight away. I guess what I'd like to see is this is quite long. We should probably split this into separate classes, but that's not a lot of overhead because I'm using Vim. I am super impressed with how close, because all I need to do for this is push it up to the branch. Vercel automatically handles it for me. And I'm not sponsored by them. This is a genuine first time reaction to this. I can't believe that you can build things this fast. It's taken what I've written myself and gotten me most of the way there. And, I can just play with the bits I want to and get it there. This is awesome. Is it actually that simple? But look here, it's got this Cal connection. I wonder if I can simply just put in my booking address. If I copy and paste that part of the link and copy my link in, I mean, it's pretty damn close. Look at that. Right, so it looks like actually I can just get JavaScript code and throw it in here. And this should just work. Hopefully there's no incompatibility because I'm using Next.js. I just need this import. Nice, so all I did was copy paste my embed code into ChatGPT and say create me a component for this, and it's gone away and done it. And if we take a look, there we are, just like on my mockup, and I can click through and book it in. Awesome. Now the next thing we probably want is that these buttons currently don't do anything, so let's actually get them scrolling to where we want to scroll. But before we do that, we should probably commit at this point, right? Right, there we are. Add Daisy. Add Daisy and throw cal.com. Maybe we should have split those two, but like I said, this is just a quick personal project. I'm not too worried. So if we give this an ID, Cal section, we should be able to link that with our booking, with our book buttons. Let's set that up. So let's have a scroll tool and let's add that to the buttons functionality. So let's have it on click, scroll to call, scroll to calendar section. Nice. We probably want that for both. So let's find the next one. Button. There it is. Right, probably just paste over that to be fair. On click, broadcast section. Nice. Right. Does that work? No, hates me. Right. So I come to the website immediately. Can I hit book? Yes, I can, and it does kind of take me to where I want to go. Button number 2 is not working. Oh no, I'd accidentally reverted to code. That's fine. Wait a minute. Why has this got this massive gap here now? Refreshing doesn't seem to fix that. Where did that go? It's because I'd put the ID. Here, I'll show you. Let's get rid of that. That's awful. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, so before we had the ID in a div of its own, like this, what I've done is I've moved it to where the actual heading is. And now when I click it, it quite nicely brings us to the schedule part. Right, awesome. That's working how I want. Add smooth scroll functionality. Nice. I guess next up is the video. That's one that stands out to me. For that, I should just be able to inspect and copy paste the source. There it is. Source. There's the link. Let's hold that there for a second. I'm actually having a little bit of hassle with that. So what I'm going to do instead is actually grab the embed code that you can get just by hitting share on the original video. Now I'm going to replace this with something else at some point because it's just a placeholder, but it'll do for now. There we go. Much better. There we go. So we're actually scarily close to what I had, obviously with some spacing issues, but that's nothing that we can't switch. We probably want this picture at the top, so let's do that. The only thing that I'd really like to see before we do something like that is the color palette's off. It doesn't match what my channel's about. So I use Windows-Shift-C to quickly go and grab that color, and I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT and ask for a color palette, and then see where we go from there. This is where we got with that. So it's literally just spit out an extension of themes for Daisy UI. The initial one it gave me for some reason was light mode, but we quickly got rid of that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how far we've got. And this is just using Daisy UI's default stylings. I mean, other than the color change, we've just told it when we want a button, give us a button. When we want a hero, give us a hero, and it just works out the box. Let's get that code committed and see what it looks like. That looks like that's updated successfully. This is interesting. So we actually got a compiler error. And it appears to be because of not using escape characters correctly, which I'm willing to bet is probably something to do with the HTML that we're embedding. Let's go have a look. Oh, look at that. We actually have a yellow warning there that only shows up. What's giving me that warning? How does this work? Is that actually what's causing us to fail? If I push that, then it works. I'm going to be fuming. No, it wouldn't be that, would it? It looks like it's in multiple places, right? 18 lines down, 51 across. Wow. Okay. How bizarre. Okay, let's do a find and replace it. That feels gross. I really don't like that. Let's see if that fixes it. Let's watch it in action, see if it crashes. I'm willing to bet that won't be the only error that we come across. It'd be a miracle if I made that many changes and not run into something. Definitely going to do some looking into why you can't use the single quote. Oh, that looks promising. Error. No. Oh, it's still having the same quote problems. Did I not? Yes. Push to main. Oh, there is still one there. Oh, I missed one. Okay. I can actually see the code. This is cool. Oh shit, so it does. When I push, it does just start checking it. And we can go have a look. That gets an error as well. 956. What? Definitely need to install a... Oh, that's embarrassing. I need to install a linter so that this stops happening. Is this a different type of... No, it definitely isn't finding it. You got any of those? No. I pick for those. That is annoying. Really annoying. I wonder if Vercel's going to rate limit me for pushing so often. If that's a... problem I need to be concerned about. So how did we do this? Ooh, status ready. That looks promising. There we go, it's up. Perfect. Lesson learned, don't use quote marks. Excellent. So this is taking a little bit longer, but we've got a fair amount done for an hour. The total project so far has taken me an hour and a half. And bear in mind, that's with no background in JavaScript, never using Vercel before, completely making this from scratch. Now, if you want to see how I set up that Vercel, how I set up the project with Vercel and how I have it linked to my domain, I'm going to link that video at the end. I've just seen that you can just add a rule that gets rid of these unescaped entities and that doesn't become a problem, because that does seem overkill. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that, because if you want to see how this project's going, I can't link you to the next video because it's not made yet. But we'll definitely improve the styling, make sure that the video's better. I'll walk you through how I'm going to do that. And we'll see about getting some testimonials from my clients so that people can actually have confidence that they're not the only people clicking on these things. Like I said in the previous video, clearly I don't coach people on front-end development. I'm a desktop developer. But what I do coach people on is how they can cash in on the many different kinds of side hustles that you could be building as a software engineer. If you're not currently doing it, you're missing out. Link in the description if you can't think of what to do. Book me in for a session. You might find that it's a nice new landing page because this is in development. Cheers.